When it comes to formatting spreadsheets, all you have to do is remember to select the information you want to change prior to making the changes. Formatting spreadsheets can be done at any particular time before you start putting data into the spreadsheet, while you're putting data into the spreadsheet, or after you put data into the spreadsheet. It is important to format your information for the simple purpose of organizing and clarifying your information or data in your spreadsheet. Consistency is important. When we format, we can apply formatting to whole pages, and if we want to format whole pages, in the top left corner, we select the little arrow that is pointing down to the right, and that selects your whole page. You can format columns by selecting various columns. If you would like to select multiple columns, hold the Control key down while you make your selection, and you can select multiple columns at the same time. You can also select rows. If you hold the Control key down, you can select multiple rows that are not one after the other. You can also make changes to ranges of cells, as well as individual cells themselves. When formatting spreadsheets, there are many ways you can format. Adding headers and footers are useful when identifying information located in the spreadsheet. Selecting the Insert tab and going to your text section, you will have the opportunity to add either a header or a footer to your spreadsheet. If you would like to add a header, to simply type in the header information. If you're looking to add a footer, you must scroll down to the bottom of the page, select the box in the footer section, and you'll be good to go. Anytime you want to change the font size and style of your text box or your text within a box, you'll select your home row, or excuse me, your home tab. You can right-click and you'll have the opportunity to change your text here, or you can go to your top ribbon under the font section where you'll have other choices as well as additional choices that can be provided for you. If you open up the font settings box, you can format the numbers, change the alignment within the cells, change your font, add border, add fill to the background of your cells, and you can protect your cells. It is important that you figure out the information in your cells, or excuse me, in your spreadsheet, and you can change the alignment so that your data is easier to understand. With the cells that I have selected, I'm going to change the the horizontal to left indent, and select OK. And all my numbers, I want to go ahead and stay on the right side, so I can change my alignment to right. Okay. If I want to indent in subcategories, I need to make my selection. I go into my font alignment, and I go ahead and I write down how many spaces I want to indent. I select OK. As you can see, once I have made the changes to the indent, everything that I selected actually indented. When you make changes to the size of fonts and sometimes the style of font, you're going to go ahead and need to increase the size of the rows themselves. You can select the rows and you can make changes in a couple of ways. I like to double click on my rows, and that will change them automatically. If I stay on the outside of my row, I'm clicking and dragging. I can make changes to my selected rows by clicking and dragging. If I want to select specific cells or specific cells, specific rows, specific columns, I can do that and it'll automatically make changes to whatever it is I have selected. One important aspect of spreadsheets is the hashtags. The hashtags appear when there is information in the column that is too large to be represented in the current size. You may change the size of the column by double-clicking, going up to the top of the column and double-clicking. That will automatically resize. Or you may resize by making sure that the mouse is between two columns, the one you have selected and an additional column. Click and drag. So you can automatically change it by double-clicking, or you may click and drag to resize. Because spreadsheets are used in financial documents of many kinds, it is important to know how to utilize borders and shading. For instance, if I want to go ahead and provide borders and shading to my indented selection, I would select the group of cells. I can right-click on it. I'm going to format these cells, select border, and I want to go ahead and place border underneath all of my cells. Once I've done that, I can select OK. I can also, in the same menu or the same area, change the color of the border that I have selected. Oops, let's go back. And format cells, change the color, click on it, and click OK, and there's our blue border. As far as providing totals, the typical accounting border, I'm going to right-click, I have right-clicked, I'm going to select my borders. The typical accounting border to provide or accentuate the total is a top and double bottom border. And that is going to be used frequently in accounting. The last thing that we want to look at having to do with formatting is the renaming and reordering of the various sheets in a spreadsheet. In order to rename a spreadsheet, you double-click on the sheet and you can make changes. You may also right-click on the bottom, change the tab color, and this is a great way to keep things organized at the bottom of your page. Well, what happens if I want to change the order? All I'm going to do is jump down here. I'm going to select my tab. I have my left mouse button selected, and I'm just going to drag it to a new position. If you have any questions about formatting, you can go back through this video or ask a teacher or fellow student to help you out.